Hello. Hi. Let's talk about the 25 books that I want to read for 2025. They all have a purpose, they all have a reason, and I have a little cart now too. I used it for when my baby was a baby, and he's not a baby anymore, or he's still a baby, but he's about to turn 1, you know. So I decided that I'm going to use it for my TBR cart to hold myself accountable for all the books that I need to read. And I picked 25 to read for 2025. So hope you stick around and I hope you enjoy. If you don't know who I am, my name is Heather and I make bookish content. Welcome to my channel if you are new, and hey, if you are not new and you just came back to see me talk about books, I really appreciate you being here. So we're just going to go ahead and get started because I have a lot of books that I want to talk about, and they all, like I said, they all have a purpose, they all have a reason for why I chose them. And I'm going to start down here first. So these 3 books, I took a quiz, or I took book quizzes, and these were determined the books that I needed to read. We have The Goodbye Cat, which I know is going to destroy me because it's about cats and it says The Goodbye Cat, and anyways. Then we have Termish, which is, I believe, like an apocalyptic story. It's very short and it's 105 pages, but I heard that this is like a classic, and if you like apocalyptic dystopian stories, that you needed to read this, so I'm excited about that. And then I have Better Than the Movies. This is a YA romance. I don't typically read YA romances anymore just because I don't connect with the characters, but I've heard that it's really cute, and I'm pretty sure it follows different couples, and it also has some mixed media in it, and it's supposed to be really cute. I've seen really good reviews on this, so excited about that. So that will be for a specific video where I read those books because they told me to. Then I have some murdery books. This one in particular is 12 Motives for Murder. I want to do a video where I try to solve the murder as I'm listening to this. It is in the format of interviews, so I think that would be really cool. I have the audiobook for this, and again, I want to try to solve the murder while I am reading. I also have 9 Ways to Die, and this is based on Enneagrams. So again, trying to figure out the murder. I would like to do a series where I try to figure out the murder, and it all really started with this, because I want to try to figure out all of the mysteries while I read a murder mystery book. I don't know, I just thought that it was a really good idea, so we'll see how it goes. But Myrtle, I have that on my list to read. Then I have these 3 books. This is one of the vlogs that I didn't get to last year because life happened, but I have these 3 books right here: Magic, Lies, and Deadly Pies, You Look Better as a Ghost, and the one that I just threw, The Dead Guy Next Door. And these all have magical elements to them. This one, she sees ghosts and she murders people, or kills people. She murders people so she can see them as a ghost. She makes people die by cursing pies, and then evidently she is a clairvoyant and she could speak to the dead. Thought that would be like a cool reading vlog where I read cozy magical mysteries. Yeah, that's the whole point of that. Then I have a new series that I want to start on here where I read horror books that have been turned into horror movies. So I have The Ring. This book creeped me out very, very much so when I was little, and I used to make my friend Nicole watch it with me because she doesn't do well with scary movies, and I always thought it was hilarious, so I would torture my friend to watch scary movies, and this is one of the ones that I made her watch with me. This is another one, the Amityville Horror. Precisely the one that has Ryan Reynolds in it. That's my favorite one of the Amityville Horror. And this is considered a nonfiction, I believe. Yeah, it's considered nonfiction. It's the real story, okay? Then I have The Exorcist. I've never seen the old Exorcist movie. And I'm going to make my husband watch it with me because I am a baby when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I've always heard that, like, if you like paranormal, demon-y stuff, you have to watch The Exorcist. And I'm like, I need to watch it. And I need to read it. And then I have Salem's Lot by Stephen King. The only book that I have ever really connected with when it comes to Stephen King is Misery. I don't know how I'm going to feel about this, but everybody praises Salem's Lot, says that it's like the best story besides The Shining, and I didn't really care for The Shining all that much when I read it. So I want to read this and obviously watch the movie. So those are those 4 books that I have. If you have any other recommendations, leave them down below. Like if you are excited to see this series where I read and watch horror movies and kind of like compare them, that's what that was. If I compare them, then let me know in the comments down below which one you would like to see. Then I have Wild Blood by AJ Verana, and this is like a continuation of the other 2 books in the Chaos Cycle duology, I believe that's what it's called. And this is about Kai and Maya, and it's supposed to be a more steamy version of their romance, and I'm very excited about it. I'm gonna make a reading vlog about it. I also have Stray Feathers, which is a short story collection of like steamy novellas for them. But I love Kai and I love Maya and I love them together. The whole story that AJ Verana and the whole world that AJ Verana was able to create is just one of my favorites. It's a dark, urban, fantasy, kind of horror, has a lot of romance in it too, but I absolutely loved it. And there is like not secret, but there are steamy flash. There's steamy like things that she stuck all in the book and everything, like pictures and comics and stuff, and I'm just really excited to read this. Like, I love them together, okay? They are awesome. Okay, the next couple are some books that I'm going to be reading because of the Goodreads Choice Awards. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I have a reading vlog coming up about that, and I don't know if it's going to be coming up anytime. Like, it's going to come up, but I don't know if it's going to be coming up in the next couple months. It's probably going to be a little bit later. But I have Funny Story by Emily Henry. It's Emily Henry. Everybody loves her books, and I am excited about this one in particular because I don't think it's going to be as like emotional as Happy Place was. Happy Place was good, but it wasn't my favorite. I think this one's going to be really funny. I've heard that it's funny. It's called Funny Story, obviously, but these 2 people get together after their exes, like, their exes are a couple, so they decide, well, their exes are a couple, why don't we try it out? And I believe that's the whole premise. But I'm excited about this. I have the audiobook for it, and it sounds like it's going to be a good time. And then I have Phantasma. This book is huge. This is one of the ones that I wanted to read, but I just didn't get around to it last year, like most of the things. And I have the audiobook for this too, because can you imagine me sitting there reading all of this with my eyeballs? I've also heard the world in here takes a little bit to get into, and if you know me and fantasy in general, I have a really hard time visualizing fantasy worlds. Is there a map? She gets, okay, there's a family tree. Oh dear God, there's a family tree. Oh no, it's a hierarchy of the paranormal beings. It's a lot though. Jeez. Is that a, nope, that's just a, okay. So there's a hierarchy. I'm gonna have to remember that when I'm reading through it. I have a really hard time with like a crap ton of things coming out or coming at me when I'm reading fantasy, and especially romantasy, which I think romantasy is a little bit easier for me because, you know, the romance is like the main focus and not the overall world. So hopefully I'll enjoy this. And then the rest of them are thrillers and horror. So I will go with this one, The Madness. I've had this on my shelf for a while and I just feel like reading it. I'm probably also going to read this for a reading vlog where I read like psychiatric themed thriller slash mystery slash paranormally stuff, and it just seems like it's going to be dark, and the end pages are absolutely beautiful in here. This book is just really pretty. I don't really know what it's all about, except that beware what waits in the shadows. And it's madness, and this chick worked at a psychiatric practice, but she stops working there and then evidently goes to this house, and weird things are supposed to happen. Haunted house. The next ones are both Alice Beanie books. Didn't realize that, but I supposed to read this last year because my Instagram followers told me to read it, but I didn't get to it. Had the audiobook. And then Beautiful Ugly is her newest book that she just came out with, and this is actually a book pick for the booktube, so I have to read it, and I have the audiobook for it too. I have a lot of audiobooks, but I am an audio whore nowadays. That is my thing right now. And then I also have Sleep Tight. This was in the Goodreads Choice Awards as well, and Instagram told me that I needed to read the horror category, and I want to get to this. It sounds really good. I think it has some it's a serial killer story, but I think it also has some paranormally stuff too, because it references the Whisper Man in the tagline, and I really liked the Whisper Man a couple years ago. And I have 5 more books to talk about. I need to just take them off because that's getting on my nerves, and I'm pretty sure it's really loud for you too, and I apologize. So I have Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. This is a Literary Day Book Club book pick for February. So I have to read this, and I love the cover. It's a hefty book though. Then I have Indian Burial Ground, and this is by Nick Medina. I read one of his books last year, really enjoyed it. Still have the receipt in there, whoops. But this was in the Goodreads Choice Awards as well for the horror category, and very excited to get to that. I have Someone in the Attic. This was supposed to be read last year for the book troupe, and I did not get to it. Running theme here, but I believe that this is a psychological thriller about somebody in your attic. You hear things and you think you're going crazy, but it's actually somebody in your attic. So I don't know. Then I have Immortal Dark. I think this book is just freaking beautiful. Like, look at that. It's so pretty. This is a dark academia YA horror book. I believe it has some vampire-y things in here too, but I really wanted to read it. I just thought that it was absolutely gorgeous. It says, a lost heiress, a soulless vampire, and a secret drenched in blood. So yes, it's a university with vamps. Vampy vamps. And I'm excited to have it. Guess what? I have the audiobook for it too. And then I have, this is the last one, Kill for Me, Kill for You. This was supposed to be read for book troupe as well, but I wasn't too keen on reading this until I just keep seeing all of these good things about this book. So I'm hoping that it's really, really good, and obviously I got it in a book of the month box, but I don't know how I'm going to feel about these, but I'm still going to read it, okay? Still going to read it. So those are the 25 books that I have to read in 2025. Please hold me accountable. I already have a few ideas for some of these books that I told you about, but some of them it's a surprise what I'm going to do with them. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below what some of your what some of your books that you have to get to in 2025 are. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'll let you know. No, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.